I would say that my evaluation of you, because that's usually what I did as a profiler, of course, is that you are a very values-driven, highly strategic person that is able to structure and to see things that don't exist and to place them in such a manner that it makes sense. So that's actually a fairly rare, but you have, a bigger than life personality, but you're driven by values, and the values, overcome any type of financial consideration. You are what you say you are. You don't compromise your values, which I respect. But you also have a compassion and a kindness. I would say for someone that probably isn't as seasoned, you make it so much easier. Okay, so you and Shakti, the way that you communicate, the way I was welcomed, the help that you gift as part of that program just makes you feel, you just go, okay, I'm in good hands. I'm in good hands. We're good here. We're good. So that is what that's what I've seen firsthand now. You're the consummate professional. You look sharp, you feel sharp, your brain is sharp. You're already 5 points ahead when you ask questions and when you say things. Shakti is one of the kindest people I think I've met on the planet. So she makes you feel at home. You almost you feel like you're being welcomed into a family type of feeling. That's what I'm getting. So I would say, if not this, then what? Show me something better and I'll take notice. I don't see anything better.
If you're thinking about working with Preston, don't think, just do it. He is so knowledgeable and not only brings the expertise and the skills needed for you to get the results, but he brings it with heart and soul. And there's just a certain level of personality and personability that he brings to his work, and it's really been such a pleasure and a joy, and has energized and charged my business in ways that I could never have imagined. My name is Amy Huffman, and I am a holistic performance coach. I have been working with Preston for the last 5 months. Working with Preston has allowed me to get crystal clear on the clients that I want to serve and the clients that I want to attract. And after working with him for just a few months, I started to really see that what I was putting out there in terms of my marketing was attracting the clients that I wanted to be working with. Working with Preston has been a privilege because he not only has the knowledge and the expertise and the strategy to help me get the results that I want and was expecting, but he has the capacity to really coach. So he's personable, and I would say that always available to answer questions. It never felt overwhelming or too much, because he really takes the time to make sure that what he is teaching and the strategies that he is showing you are really applicable, and that you're able to digest them and then use them in a way that is going to get you the results that you want. If you're thinking about working with Preston, don't hesitate, just do it.
I would say do it. At the end of the day, I think what's really important about working with a guy like you is that you have a great background in not only marketing, but journalism. And you're an excellent copywriter, and you understand these types of programs. And so I think it's really important to kind of master your craft, right? So if you're mastering your craft, and maybe you're a fitness trainer or you're a motivational speaker, or whatever your craft is, you get to focus on that and doing your best at preparing the curriculum, creating these experiences, or whatever your program consists of, where when you work with a guy like yourself and your team, you can kind of hand off, how to package everything, how to have the creative writing, how to have the strategies around marketing, and really defer to your expertise in those areas, so that I don't have to worry about that or try to wear too many hats or juggle too much. I could just focus on building badass curriculum, focus on making my events as special as they can be to create radical and transformational change with the people I'm working with. And I can defer all of the back end support and all the setup for those types of things, especially me, because like you said, I'm running 2 centers right now. I'm doing a monthly workshop. I'm doing my best to have a personal life, which is rare, I don't even have time to spend hours setting all that stuff up and packaging it. So it's nice to work with an expert who can obviously deliver all that to me. I would say you do a good job of you're very responsive. That's really important to me. The worst is when you're working with somebody and especially if you pay and then, everybody's super responsive, as they lead up to the point of sale. And then once you get past the point of sale, then you run into the issue of I can never get this guy on the phone anymore. And I think that happens a lot and that's really common. So that's one of the most important things for me is that someone who is responsive, somebody who's thorough, and somebody who makes themselves available to really answer your questions and be there and support and help you to get different strategies and different ideas.
I have a science background, that's kind of my thing, and so seeing numbers, seeing data, seeing the return on investment 3-4 times what we're putting in, that okay, this is working. So yeah, 100%. January is a very slow month for us, and so January of 2020 was our busiest month we'd ever had, being in business for almost 36 months, for 3 years almost. It was the busiest month that we had. So obviously that's incredibly exciting. It gives you a lot of hope for the future, and you just want to build on that excitement. There's a couple of things that 2020 happened that kind of was out of our control, but it was a wonderful experience, and just the excitement that it was just, it was awesome. Well, the communication level was great. What I found kind of anything different than of other companies we worked in the past was that it wasn't a cookie cutter approach. So I just know that other companies that we worked in the past, no matter what they were in, no matter what the company needed, it was the exact same process. It was just, they just did the exact same thing, no matter who it was. Where with you guys, it was completely different. We had an onboarding Zoom call that probably lasted 4 hours that we were looking for our perfect clientele. We had a packet of questions to go through to make sure that you can specifically entail that the marketing to us what we were looking for, which was completely different than anything that we had done in the past. So it was a completely new experience, which was fantastic. And then yes, the communication was there. I think we were communicating basically every single day via text message, email. We were talking on the phone probably once every 2 or 3 days. And so it was just the level of communication was completely different than other companies in the past. That maybe we would talk on the phone once every 2 weeks. Yeah, so we were a small company. Obviously we wanted to grow. We just were not ready to grow yet. My wife and I and our business partners, we were financing everything, and neither family was super cash heavy, so we weren't coming into this with just a lot of money. We were trying to start very small and kind of grow from there, and we only had so much cash that we available to be able to do different things. And so we were really looking for the annual membership that we work with you to really bring in a lot of cash on a normally slow month to be able to then just propel us forward. I would say for me, the most important thing was tracking. With some of the spray and pray, like you're saying, you just really can't track it. So is it working? I don't know. Well, with what we did with you, we could absolutely track it. We had numbers. You could see how many people were opening emails, what the traffic was, the landing page, how many people were coming to the landing page, how long they were staying on the landing page. And so if you're going to put money into something, I think you need to be able to track it and have numbers that show, hey, it's worth the financial output that we're putting into it. And I think that was the main thing, was the tracking. If I can say any main point, that's the main point for me. Yeah, and that's a lot of the reason why me as the partner was completely against trying some of this other stuff. We tried it, and I'm open-minded, we'll absolutely try it. But we're 2 or 3 months in, I'm going to the person handling the account, hey, give me numbers, give me this number, and they're like, and they couldn't give that to us. And so it's like, okay, this isn't for us. And that kind of what made me kind of want to back off some of the things that I did. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I consider you guys friends. And so extra care, absolutely. I mean, there was just a connection there that I didn't have with any other company. I understand as a business owner, there's going to be a lot of fear whenever you're making decisions. But first of all, you have to take risks. You have to get past that fear, because if you don't, then you're just going to be spinning tires and be exactly where you are. You're not going to be moving forward. And so getting past that fear, going with you guys, I saw the numbers, I saw what it did. And so I would recommend any small business owner like what we were to absolutely use you guys. I mean, you guys will show the numbers, you will be there every step of the way, holding hands, taking you through the process, because most business owners don't have your creativity. They don't have the skill set that you have. And to be able to bring that on board, to be able to then exploit that and use that, I think is going to be huge for any small business to grow.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Neil Hermes. I'm the founder of King's League. We are a company that helps men with self-improvement, lifestyle, and business. And I'm doing this as a testimonial to Preston Bates. And he didn't ask me to do this at all. He's not expecting this. I've had the pleasure to work with him now for 6 months. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it's been a fucking amazing experience. And the reason why I say that is just because recently I have just seen what an amazing partnership is. You know, I've never really had, I mean, it still has to play out, but what it looks like right now is just incredible, because overall, Preston is a guy that is a killer in business. He just executes. And that's very rare. A lot of people who talk, and there's very few people who actually walk. Testimonial on Preston's character when it comes to business. I highly recommend work with him. If he says he will do it, then we're in a good place. Thank you so much, Preston, and anyone who is fortunate enough to work with Preston, good luck.
Working with Preston has been really a bright light, or how would I say this? A breath of fresh air is what I was trying to say. Because he's not pushy, he's not salesy, he's trustworthy, and he really presents with accuracy what he can offer and what that might give you as a consumer, without blowing a lot of smoke up where. You know, I think a lot of people just make these huge promises and add all the glitter and the fancy things that you're gonna get by working together, and Preston's just very, honest and transparent, and I think very reasonable, and it's been a great experience. I made all the mistakes. I tried to do this on my own. I tried to do it within the healthcare system. I tried to use the healthcare system leaders to help me on the transition and the transformation of the system, and it just doesn't work. So as providers and physicians and healers, we have a skill set, and our skill set isn't necessarily marketing and figuring out how to get our message out to the world, and so I definitely recommend working with someone like you for that. I think the most useful thing has been less is more. Don't make it complicated. We don't have to have all these fancy promises and programs and posts on social media. We have to have a plan, and we have to have a partnership that works. I would say the same thing that the person who talked to me before I signed up with you or on with you told me, and just do it. Trust me on this, Lynn. Just do it.